What is going on, all you beautiful and sexy people? This is Manufactured Opinion here, bringing you another Dragon Age Inquisition video. And today we got a really cool weapon that you can get from doing a little side quest in Skyhold called the Quizquisition, which is given to you by some very colorful guy that likes to randomly pop up in different locations around the Skyhold. And if you solve his riddles, he'll give you a giant two-handed spoon which will explode enemies upon killing them, which is super awesome. And when I say it's a giant spoon, I mean it is a giant two-handed spoon. Reminds me a lot of the ladle, or the Maiden's Ladle from Dark Souls. I think that's what it was called, although this is like a giant version of that. It is super sexy if you have any two-handed warriors. If you are a two-handed warrior yourself, this is definitely something you're going to want to use just for shits and giggles. I mean, it's not nearly as good as some other weapons that you can buy later on in the game or even find later on in the game, but it's definitely something cool that you can do in Skyhold that I definitely recommend. So where do you find this mysterious Spoon Riddler, I hear you asking? Well, I've actually had some trouble with him, which I'll go over in just a second, but his location seems to be completely random. As you saw in the beginning of the video, I found him over on the right side of the ramparts, over near Cullen, through Cullen's room. You jump down the rubble, climb back up the rubble, and jump down, and he was over there. The other place I found him was after I constructed the Mage Tower or Templar Tower, depending on what you build. If you go all the way to the top, I found him, and I just realized I left my damn mouse clicker in the middle of the thing. That's really annoying. But anyways, I found him on top of the Mage slash Templar Tower as well. And then the final location I actually found him was in the same location that I found him the first time, which was over near the right side of the ramparts near Cullen. And the trouble I had with him was in a lot of the instances I wasn't able to talk to him. You can see him, but you don't get the choice of interacting with him. And this actually happened to me multiple times. It happened to me once where I first found him, over on the right side of the ramparts. Once over near Cole, he shows up next to Cole. Once near the prison. If you go underneath Skyhold, there's a prison. I found him under there. I wasn't able to talk to him there either. And there's also a section in the wine cellar where he shows up as well. If you head to the room before Josephine, head down the stairs to the basement, and head all the way into the back in the wine cellar, you can find him there as well. I'm not sure if they're just showing him walking around in certain locations like they do with a lot of the other characters, that you can't necessarily talk to them, and you can only talk to him in these specific locations. I don't think that's it. I think my game glitched out on these instances, or in these instances I found him, which was really frustrating because you have to leave, come back, and try to find him again. In a lot of instances, you can leave and come back and you won't even be able to find him. What I found that works really well is going out and actually completing some sort of quest, whether it be closing rifts or some sort of side quest to find somebody something, whatever the case may be. It seems a lot easier to find him when you do that. But in any instance, his questions are actually pretty difficult, and there's a timer. I feel like the timer's 30 seconds. I've only had it go down on me once. Go down on me. I've only had the timer clock out, I guess, once, and I feel like it was 30 seconds. Luckily, I got some pretty easy questions in terms of looking them up on the internet. I got two that had to do with archdemons, one of the first blight and one of the fifth blight, and then the last one was, what was Loghain Mactir the Tiern of? All three questions really easy to look up on the internet within the 30-second time limit. If you're able to complete 3 of his riddles, he will give you the Boon of the Spoon, which will actually explode enemies when you defeat them, when you kill them. And when I say explode enemies, they will actually blow up. It is awesome. If you have any sort of two-handed warrior, if you're a two-handed warrior yourself, I highly recommend that you go ahead and give them a whirl with this weapon. It's not nearly as good as some of the other stuff you can find later on in the game, but just for shits and giggles, go ahead and give him this weapon. It looks super cool. Reminds me of the Maiden's Hand Ladle, I believe it was called in Dark Souls, although this is a bigger two-handed version of it, which is pretty damn awesome. But anyways, I hope you guys have found this video useful. Hopefully you can hopefully you don't run into as much trouble as I did with this guy. Hopefully you can just talk to him each time. I'll just give you the locations I found him again. One next to Cole, one under the prison, one over on the right side of the ramparts, as you saw in the beginning and the end of the video, and one in the prison, and one on top of the Mage Tower. Now, he might have other locations. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, it's completely random. The best way to get him to respawn in a different location is to go out in the world and complete yourself a quest, and he should show up in a different location. But anyways, I hope you guys found this video cool. Go out there and enjoy your giant two-handed spoon. And as always, I hope you're enjoying Dragon Age, the Inquisition. And more importantly, I hope you are enjoying life, and I will see you in the next video, everybody. Take care now.